Thank you, Toastmaster 𝐬𝐨𝐼𝐞. I shall call the meeting to order. First of all, I would like to welcome the external role players for supporting today's meeting 2030. We have Toastmaster 𝐬𝐨𝐼𝐞 from UTP Toastmaster Club, as well as Distinguished Toastmaster Evelyn from Flantech Toastmaster Club, as well as Toastmaster Rashidi, Effective Coaching Level 5 from Taylor Toastmaster Club, and finally, Toastmaster Taman, Effective Coaching Level 3 from 𝐷𝐸𝐸𝐸 Toastmaster Club. And of course, not to forget our guests that come to support us in today's meeting. We have Toastmaster Kenneth Flynn, Toastmaster 𝐸𝐴, Toastmaster Wei Hong, and Toastmaster Danish. Welcome to University Malaya Toastmaster Club meeting 330. And well, Toastmaster and guests, here we are again, another online meeting for the year 2022. And in fact, it's been a few months since University Malaya Toastmaster Club practice its hybrid meeting on the University Malaya campus. Good and bad. We're glad that we are able to revitalize a physical meeting where we can meet each other physically rather than virtually last year. But in the meantime, there's also a steep learning curve for us to navigate through on how to conduct a hybrid meeting effectively and efficiently. And in fact, honestly, I feel that online meetings are here to stay and continue to evolve. When you have the experience of hosting an online event by using a Zoom software, you realize how fundamentally it changes how you're going to organize an event, because you have a platform to automate things up, outsource the details, and it makes your life easier. The 𝐸𝐸 team, University Malaya Toastmaster Club 𝐸𝐸 team, has been using the Zoom platform for the past 1.5 years to host meeting, and we are fascinated by how technology can empower us to empower the meeting experience and the learning of its member and guests. But that doesn't mean that we will not have physical meeting anymore. For example, during the semester break, where students are not physically present at campus, that is where online meeting comes in and take over. And in time where most students are present at campus, they too can come and join our physical meetings to get the experience of an offline Toastmaster meeting. So the theme of today's meeting is, as you can see right over here, I mentioned Angel catalog as dark guns, which in fact brings the meaning that politicians will rationalize subversive behavior for political gains. Just a few weeks ago, Ukraine was being invaded by Russian troops, where we can see that buildings were being destroyed, civilians being killed, and government institutions being destabilized. And last week, in fact, I listened to a TED Talk. There's a TED conversation with the historian Yuval Noah Harari with the title, "The War in Ukraine Could Change Everything." And I think he talked about something interesting about the war in Ukraine. He mentioned that if we look back in history, there was really no era of peace in history. It's always war. Now imagine you're in a jungle. There's always a constant level of violence in nature. And sometimes humans might think that there's no point struggling for peace. And you can't blame Putin for war because there's no responsibility on leaders like him, because war is just a law of nature. But today we live in a different society, and history has obviously taught us that the tragedy of war. And we realize that, in fact, we as humans, we could change. What we could do is that we can decrease the level of violence by making ourselves much more responsible, in thinking of the consequences of our actions and the consequences of our decisions. And we're no longer governed by the law of nature of violence. And in fact, now it becomes clear that the war in Ukraine right now is not really a natural disaster. It has nothing to do with the law of nature. It is a man-made disaster by a single man that created this tragedy. And of course, the war in Ukraine also reminds us of the imperial dream. We should know that empires are often the creation of a very small gang of people at the top. And now it becomes even clearer how reckless a decision could have been to cause this tragic scenario that we witness today. And of course, we now live in a changing time. I hope all the members can enjoy today's meeting and gain new insight from the themes of today's meeting. And of course, all the sharing here right now is meant to be my personal opinion. There's nothing being political. And I shall now pass the control over to our Vice President, Membership Toastmaster 1, for the membership induction ceremony.
Hello. Thank you, Kentang. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, you.
Unfortunately, I can't turn on my camera because I left my camera at so we'll start. So, fellow Toastmasters, it is now our duty and privilege to induct 2 new members into the new University Malaya Toastmasters Club. This is an important occasion, both for these new members and also for our club. These individuals have come to Toastmasters seeking to improve their communication and their leadership. and we now have an opportunity to help them learn, grow, and achieve. I will now call upon our members to open their cameras and join me. The rest, please withhold your applause until the ceremony is completed. Yu-Meng and Xingping, sorry. You are joining a worldwide organization that has helped more than 4 million people learn to communicate more effectively. As members of the University Malaya Toastmasters Club, you will benefit from a proven program of self-development. You will become part of an outstanding group of people who are dedicated to helping one another in a spirit of sharing and enjoyment. Mr. Vice President of Education, have these new members been given an opportunity to discuss their needs and goals with the club? Have they been told how the Toastmasters program works and informed of the many benefits they will receive, as well as the obligations of their membership?
Yes, they have.
All right, thank you. Who have been assigned to as mentors for these new members?
Toastmaster Lucy's been assigned for mentors to Toastmaster Yu-Meng. Toastmaster Goy, Shu Xian's been assigned to all the mentors of Toastmaster 𝐶𝐻𝐿.
All right, thank you, Kentang. So membership in this club and in Toastmasters International is a privilege that carries with it many rewards. Yet it also places certain obligations upon you. We are a group of people brought together to do things that we could not accomplish alone. Our collective obligation is to grow and improve ourselves and to share our knowledge and experience with fellow members in a spirit of enjoyment. This means that you must work diligently towards your own self-development, evaluate other speeches in a spirit of support and sharing, assist the club in reaching its goals, remain positive, and most importantly, keep a smile on your face. Now we ask you, our new members, to dedicate yourselves to personal growth, to share this great gift with your fellow members, and to help keep this Toastmasters Club strong and dynamic. Now I would like to invite the representative Yu-Meng of fellow new members to affirm your memberships. Yu-Meng, go ahead.
I, Chong Yu-Meng, in the presence of my fellow members of the University Malaya Toastmasters Club, make this firm obligation to attend meetings regularly and prepare fully for each assignment, to apply myself to the projects outlined in the Toastmasters education program, to participate actively in club activities, to evaluate others in a positive, constructive manner, to build open, friendly relationships with my fellow members, and to bring other new members into the club so that they can also gain the benefits of Toastmaster. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Yu-Meng. Next, I would like to invite our club's president, Mr. Kentang, to read out the club's pledge to its new members. Kentang, go ahead.
We, the members of University Malaya Toastmaster Club, pledge to support you in a quest for self-development, to provide you with positive, helpful evaluation, to maintain a friendly, supportive atmosphere, to give you opportunities to help others, and to make your Toastmaster membership a rewarding and fulfilling experience.
All right, great. Thank you, Kentang, for that club pledge. That is all for the induction ceremony. Everyone, please give a big round of applause for all of the new members. Thank you for joining us. Now let me pass it back to the president. President?
All right, thank you so much, Vice President of Membership, Toastmaster 1, the member induction ceremony. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I'm Minh Kang. I'm the VPE of University Malaya Toastmaster Club. Today, I'm also the Toastmaster of the evening for today's meeting. So before I continue, let me share my screen. You guys see my screen? Is it showing UM Toastmasters meeting 231?
Yes.
Yes, but there's some echo.
Oh, echo. Let me try to fix it. How is the echo now? Is it solved?
Yeah, it's fine now.
Yes, it's working well.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. President. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I'm Minh Kang, and as I said just now, I'm your Toastmaster of the evening. Allow me to give a 5 minutes in introductions of Toastmasters. Toastmaster Club is a part of an international organization known as Toastmasters International. With the missions of empowering individuals to become more effective, Toastmasters International acts as the backend to support individual clubs around the world with ever-growing systems and resources. With the mission to provide a supportive and positive learning experience, Toastmasters empower students and members to develop communication and leadership skills, boosting their self-confidence and personal growth. Toastmasters International is an ever-growing organization with over 300,000 members being served by over 15,800 clubs in 149 countries around the globe. Such a huge organization operates in hierarchy, starting from individual members supported by clubs, with area normally consisting of 4 to 5 clubs, division comprising of 4 to 5 areas. District spans across a significant part of a country, and region normally covering one or multiple countries. Of course, there are exceptions. If you look at the map, right? In the US, there are multiple regions 1 to 9, all in one country, US. So that's one exception. But normally, a region is covering most of the country, sometimes multiple countries altogether. Zooming in the region 13, you will see District 51. Zoom a little bit further, you will see Division W. And you switch to a higher magnification lens on your microscope, you will see Area W1. And inside this little area, there's a high potential energy club known as Toastmasters. District 51, where Toastmasters belongs to, is one of the top performer club in terms of number of clubs, mentors retention rate. So we are under one of the top performer of districts in Toastmasters International. Now I would like to give some interesting fact about this district 51, including, these are all I got from Toastmasters International statistic website. That District 51 has one of the highest proportion of students. Not quite sure if this is normal or not. We have greater than 15% of students in our district, which is the highest compared to the other region or other district. And that District 51 has one of the lowest proportions of female, less than 45%. If we look at this when compared to the regions or the district in the US, especially in the US and in the Europe, you'll see that in most Asian districts, the proportion of female is less. But still, compared to when Toastmaster is first chartered by Dr. Smelly, our proportion is still significantly higher. So moving on to role players introductions, this is what makes a meeting a Toastmaster meeting. I shall now invite our grammarian of today, Toastmaster 𝐮𝐻𝐿, to introduce yourself and also the role. Over to you, 𝐮𝐻𝐿.
Good evening, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. As grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I'll take note of any improper language, as well as any outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. As grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day. For today's meeting, the word is potent, which means very powerful, forceful, or effective. An example of using the word is, this is a very potent drug and can have unpleasant side effects. Each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day. I will give the grammarian's report when called upon during the meeting, and also report on the usage of the word of the day. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, grammarian 𝐮𝐻𝐿. Hopefully this meeting will be a potent one when we look into the history. We'll see meeting 331. It's a very special meeting. All right, moving on to the next role players, we have Toastmaster Hizbullah, the R counter for today's meeting. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Good evening, everyone. Hi, fellow Toastmasters. The purpose of R counter is to note words and sounds that are used as scratch or apostrophe filler by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen for overused words including and, well, but, so, and you know. I will also listen for filler sounds including and I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or phrase such as I, or this at the end of the meeting. I will report the number of times that each speaker used this expression. Thank you. Back to you, TM.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Hezbollah. I hope that my name won't be appear in Hezbollah's report. Going on to Toastmaster 𝐬𝐵𝐼, the timer for today's meeting. Over to you.
Thank you, the Toastmaster of the evening. Greetings, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As timer, I will time the table topic speakers, formal speeches, and the evaluations. I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left using the green, which is shown here. Wait, hold on. Which is the green one. Wait, hold on. By right, it should pop out. Oh dear. Okay, I will show it to you. You will see my background will turn green. Yellow and red cards, which denote specific times remaining. Timing details will be explained by the respective session masters. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Back to you. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster 𝐬𝐵𝐼. I believe 𝐬𝐵𝐼, you can have a little bit of time to fix your timer backgrounds and let us know if you have any issues after this before we proceed with prepared speech sessions. Okay.
Thanks.
All right. I will advise timer to raise your hands throughout this meeting. Raise your Zoom hand just like this. Raise hand. Timer may raise hand throughout the meetings to be visible to everybody easily. Last but not least, we have one of the most important role for today's distinguished Toastmaster, Toastmaster Evelyn.
Oh, sorry. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster and also VPE Minh Kang. This is my first time. Attending your Toastmasters meeting. I'm very impressed. Very impressed by the way you all does this thing. Okay, so as a GE, I will evaluate everything that takes place before and after, and evaluating everybody. Okay, and also the program and how it starts. The preparation, the organization, the delivery, the enthusiasm, the observation, and performance of duties. And then at the end of the meeting, I will give my report. Over to you, Minh Kang.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Evelyn. So that's the all for role players introductions. I shall move on to the next slide. Today's meeting 331. Actually, I believe there's an issue here. It should be 330. But anyway, number is not important. The important thing is we're all here to celebrate this meeting. Then in today's meeting, we'll have something different. Instead of table topics, first followed by prepared speeches and evaluations, we have swapped prepared speech and table topic sessions so that prepared speech will come first, followed by table topics, finally evaluations. Prepared speech is basically Toastmasters members' exclusive sessions where only Toastmaster members can join these prepared speech sessions to deliver their speeches, project speeches, prepare beforehand to accomplish projects. Table topic session is open to everybody, including guests and non-Toastmasters, where everyone is advised to volunteer yourself to speak for 1 to 2 minutes, and you be given topics and speak for 1 to 2 minutes. Last but not least, after we listen to prepared speech and table topics, we'll have evaluation sessions where basically everyone who speaks today will get evaluated, except for general evaluator, because she will evaluate everything, excluding herself, of course. So everyone speaks today gets evaluated. So before we move on to prepare speech sessions, I would like to ask timer if the timing background has been fixed or not. Toastmaster Yu-Ming, has the timer's background been fixed?
I'm not exactly sure, but I'm trying right now. But if I can't get it fixed, I got plans. I got green, yellow, and red. I just carry out.
Already? Can
Oh,
I
yeah.
see that parts?
So as for the green one, I have a big thing in front of me. Just hold on for a sec. So this is green. Green here.
Toastmaster Yu-Ming, I believe that you have switched off your cam.
Yes, that's the thing. So as for here, I try and see. I turn it on. Can you see me now?
I couldn't see the object because I think you're having a background on.
I see. I just turn off the background now, obviously.
Okay.
Don't worry about that. So, dear, I don't know what happened. Goodness, what happened here?
Just now
Okay.
you were okay, right? Just now he was okay.
Yeah, that's the thing. Just now it was okay. Then suddenly this kind of thing happened. I don't know why.
The team, the team, the
Now,
team,
when
the angel.
when I swapped this and that, it was, it was fine. Then now you couldn't swap.
It's okay. I think Toastmaster Yu-Ming, while you're fixing this,
I
our
see.
President Kenteng, would you be able to?
Here it is. So I green. As for yellow,
Sure.
I have my mathematics book here. So it's sorry.
Toastmasters, you have switched off your cam again. All right, I can see you now.
Yellow, this is green, and red is obviously one cute little ang pao here. So if you can see it there.
Okay. I would like to ask if both our prepared speakers are okay with this timing settings.
Sorry about that, Kenting. Actually, honestly, that's so bad when you try to help me on this. Yeah.
Okay, so I believe Toastmaster Yu-Ming has fixed the timer's background by introducing another type of background. So now I will continue the presentations. Our first session is prepare speech sessions. Again, members exclusive. And today we have two Toastmasters, Toastmasters members sharing with us two speeches, 5 to 7 minutes. Let's proceed with the first one. First speaker is Toastmaster Carl Yang. So before I proceed, may I ask Toastmaster Carl, are you ready for the speech? Okay, a thumbs up is good. So Toastmaster Carl Yang, Persuasive Influence Level 5, is attempting a Level 1 project, research and presenting. He will be evaluated by Toastmaster Joshua. Toastmaster Joshua, would you like to give prepared statement? Toastmaster Carl?
Yes, Toastmaster of the evening. So Toastmaster Carl, the purpose of this project is for the member to learn or review basic research methods and present a well-organized, well-researched speech on any topic. Good luck to you, Toastmaster Carl.
Thank you, Toastmaster Joshua. I will now invite general evaluators to read out the notes for Toastmaster Joshua. Over to you, Toastmaster Evelyn. General evaluator. Perhaps you're muted. Toastmaster Evelyn, I couldn't hear you now.
Sorry, what do you want me to do? What do you want to
Would you like to read the notes for the evaluator to Toastmaster Joshua?
You want me to read the notes for the evaluator?
Yeah. On the screen.
Okay, I thought that was supposed to be read by the evaluator. Okay. So Carl Yang, Level 1, Research and Presenting, the purpose statement, is it, or the notes? The notes, is it?
Just the notes.
Oh, okay, sorry. So the notes for the evaluator, the member completing this project has spent time researching a topic. They may be speaking about a new topic or a known topic on a deeper level. Okay, back to you.
All right, thank you so much, General Evaluator. Toastmaster Carl Yang, can you switch on your camera and unmute yourself to say hello and waving your hand.
Hello.
All right, I can see you and hear you pretty well. Toastmaster 𝐞, are you ready? Okay. 𝐤𝐤, a guide to soft and hard powers. A guide to soft and hard powers. Toastmaster 𝐞, over to you.
Toastmasters, where leaders are made. Whenever we say this word, where leaders are made, but what exactly are leaders? And what are leaders made out of? You, fellow Toastmasters, and of course, maybe some of our guests here, all of you are actually leaders, if not leaders in the making. And whenever we talk about leaders, we as leaders need power in order to influence, change people's mind, and of course, to lead. When it comes to leading, I like to use the analogy of being the captain of a boat. Whenever you are on a boat and you are leading, a leader who have no power, it is as though a leader without any rudder. With a boat that is rudderless, you can't possibly lead anyone. That's why today I am going to argue on the point of why we should know what is the core ingredients that make up leadership, what exactly is power, how can we use it, and I'm going to guide you through some examples of using the power of soft and hard leadership. Let's start with the basics then. If you can see here, our world is in turmoil by some individuals. When someone powerful possesses these things, capabilities and resources, they can influence us, the followers. Take for example this fine gentleman right here. His name is Putin. He's a president of a certain country, and he kind of made a lot of things happen over the past 2 weeks. So he's described as someone with resources and the power to change people's mind. He is thought to be a person who controls a lot of people, has a sway in the opinions of his people, and influence. So to explain, what exactly is he possessing? He possesses a certain type of power. It's described as hard power. Hard power is best known as the carrots and sticks. To describe this, we'll use Mr. Putin right here as an example. Carrots. If you follow my order, you will be rewarded. Take for example Ukraine. If you do not resist, you will be awarded with peace. Resist, and you get sticks. That is hard power. It basically describes a person who exerts a directive that leaves us, the followers, without a choice. We truly have no freedom of rejecting this person's option. And thanks to Mr. Putin, the whole world is brought onto his boat. Now, using hard power can arguably be said evil to some. But I would say that power is just a tool. When yielded by the right person, it is neither evil nor good. Now, to compare to the second, the alternative, soft power. Here I have a picture of the last sitting of the European Union. And on the big screen, on the far corner, it's this other president, Mr. Zelensky. What he has done is that he managed to convince all these people to give him a standing ovation, to support him and his effort in defending his country. So when he does that, he did not force or exert anyone to go on his side. All the other leaders in the European Union decided to support him. And that is soft power in action. So when we see this happening over at the world stage, as reported by the BBC, CNN, and all the other news agencies, we are actually being brought over by these potent leaders, regardless of where we are in the world. And at the grand scale, at the international level, it is useful. But I'm here to let you know that you can also possess the same power. Putin was just a man when he started off. He had an idea and he pushed for it, and eventually people followed him too, evil or not. President Zelensky is the same. So these two men has possessed a mix of both hard and soft power. It's just that one leaned towards another, while the other leaned towards the previous one. Now, for the next part, I would like to show you how these powers are working. So, a leader, whether formally or informally, has various options to exert him or herself, either by force or by soft power. Whether it's successful or not depends on when and where he or she uses that power. You don't have to be a superpower in order to apply this and learn this. So here, I'm going to explain that leadership is simply a social process. It involves two parts. First, the leader and the follower. And for that part, it's a little difficult to predict because humans and emotions are difficult to control. But the second part, the situation, being able to see and predict what type of situation and reacting to it helps us as leaders and leaders to be to make the right decision. So here, I'm going to use the example of being the vice president of education. And there are three factors that is going to influence whether this vice president of education in Toastmasters would react. So first thing first, you need to know the urgency of it. How fast you want the reaction from the followers. Second, how long can you sustain this leadership? How long do you have to keep surveillance to make sure that the followers are listening? And third, and most importantly, you need to know how much freedom would you want to give your follower. Depending on these three factors, you will use hard power or soft power. So for hard power, it is necessary when you need immediate action for the first factor. So using the vice president of education, if you need to ask your members, please send in your speech title to me, then you can use the carrots and sticks. I'm going to reward you with this and this time slot. Or I am going to use sticks to force you. If you're not going to do it, then I'm going to give this time slot to someone else. Urgency. Second, how much would you want a person to follow you? That's where you need to give some space to them. However, there are some tasks that needs surveillance, constant leadership. If you want a person to be encouraged to be able to implement change immediately, then use hard force. But hard force is weak if you want to sustain it. That's why President Putin has a hard time trying to sustain this support. If we use the wrong force, if we use hard force on people who has a strong sense of independence, it will crumble over time. So think, how much surveillance do you need? If you do not have the power to constantly survey and make sure that people follow your instructions, perhaps use soft power. And last but not least, freedom. People have a sense of freedom. No leader can dictate a follower if that leader could not influence. If you are arguing from a position of lesser power, it is time for you to consider other people's freedom of choice, to reject or to accept your decision. It might sound counterintuitive, but future leaders, it is important to give those rudders to your followers so that they will have the option to follow or not to follow you. Else, as the captain of the ship, you do not want a mutiny. If you have lost your followers' faith, it will amount to nothing but a bloody ship. Thank you.
Round of applause to Toastmaster 𝐿. Suddenly I learned a lot. Started questioning myself. How do I be a good leader then? As a Toastmasters members, we are training to be good communicators and leaders. So how to make sure that when we are becoming a leaders, we are the leaders that people want us to be. We are the leaders that we want us to be, or how do we make sure that we have enough followers and being a good leader? Thank you again, Toastmaster 𝐿, for the wonderful speech. Moving on, let me share my screen. Moving on to our second speaker, who is Toastmaster 𝐸𝐸𝑡 Rafi, Presentation Mastery Level 5, Dynamic Leadership Level 1. Toastmaster 𝐸𝐸𝑡 is presenting a Level 2 project, Understanding Your Leadership Style. He's going to be evaluated by Toastmaster 𝐸𝐨𝐵, Presentation Mastery 5, Effective Coaching Level 5, and I will now invite Toastmaster 𝐸𝐵 to read the purpose statement to Toastmaster 𝐸𝐸𝑡.
Toastmaster 𝐸𝐸𝑡, the purpose of this project is for you to identify your leadership style or styles. The purpose of this speech is for you to share some aspect of your leadership style or discuss leadership styles in general. Over to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster 𝐸𝐵. I will now again like to invite General Evaluator Toastmaster Evelyn to read the notes for the Evaluator.
So Evaluator, during the completion of this project, the member responded to a questionnaire to help identify his or her primary leadership style. Back to you, Minh Kang.
Thank you so much, General Evaluators. Toastmaster 𝐸𝐸𝑡 Rafi, could you switch on your camera, unmute yourself and say hello?
Hello.
All right, I can see you and hear you pretty clear. Toastmaster 𝐸𝐸𝑡, are you ready?
No.
Toastmaster 𝐸𝐸𝑡, are you ready?
Yeah.
Toastmaster 𝐸𝐸𝑡 Rafi, your speech is 5 to 7 minutes. 𝐸𝐸𝑡 Rafi, it takes a village. It takes a village. 𝐸𝐸𝑡 Rafi.
Thank you, Minh Kang, for the introduction. Before I start, I'd like to make 2 disclaimers. Number 1, my speech does not relate to anyone living or dead inside Toastmasters or outside of Toastmasters. Number 2, I did a questionnaire, but I scored evenly to all leaderships. So this speech is about what I've learned during my term as an AD and also as 𝐸𝐴 previously. So, good evening, my fellow Toastmasters and friends. tonight I'll be sharing about what I've learned on my journey as the AD and ESCO previously, and also like what has been the impact on my life and also my work. As what Carl had been talking earlier, when you speak of a leader, you only think about one person, and only one person will lead the whole team. But is it true? Is that the only example of a leader where one person must lead everything? As you know that for one person to lead everyone, it's a good thing if you have a clear objective, a clear methodology of doing it, and a clear conclusion. Let's take a very simple example. As you know that all clubs must score, to get awarded the President Distinguished Award, they must have 10 DCP points. And how to do this 10 DCP points? The President must ask the VPE to fulfill 6 points from education goals, must ask the VPM to fulfill 2 membership goals, and the whole ESCO must fulfill 2 admin goals, correct? So we have the objective to get 10 DCP points so that we will get President Distinguished Award. Methodology is to achieve 10 KPI points or 10 DCP points. And conclusion is we will get it. Objective is clear, methodology is clear, methodology is somewhere there, and conclusion is very clear. But then, so that you have in a traditional role, you have Kenteng as a president of the club. He will go and order Minkang and Wan to get all this done, and also order the ESCOs to get the admin goals done. And so Minkang will be going around and asking for people, hey, please take a speech slot. Please take a speech slot. Please, we need the speakers for this meeting and that meeting. We need grammarian. We need timer and everything. Please. And one will be like contacting all his friends, even his friends from kindergarten, just to join Toastmasters so that he can get his 2 DCP points. But then you have to remember that the whole thing is just on paper. Kenteng can always ask Minkang, Dai, go and take first 6 DCP points for education. 1, I don't care how you do it. I want 2 membership goals achieved so that I can tell everyone that UMTMC has President Distinguished Award by the end of the term. But then you have to remember that we are working with humans. Humans are very, very subjective. They change according to time. This year, I may be an active member, but next year, I won't be an active member. This year, I may not be an active member, but next year, I might be an active member. So people change through time. And seriously talking, to just to earn 10 DCP points, it is not feasible for one person to lead the whole team. We need a village to get the DCP points. Everyone must do their part and everyone must help to fulfill the DCP points. And also in this method, when you take a village to get the DCP points, everyone has a stake in the club. As earlier during the membership induction, one said that it is the members' responsibility to give speeches, to give evaluation. And it's the club responsibility to create an environment safe for the members to give speeches, to provide good mentors for the members to get evaluated on, and also improve their speakers. So in a nutshell, there's no I in Toastmasters. There's only we. We have to, we have to do this. We have to do that. And only by giving a stake to the members and the ESCOs, the whole 10 DCP points can be fulfilled. So what I'm trying to explain is the best way of talking is, the best way of going forward as a leadership style is collaborative leadership, where everyone gets a say and a stake on the efforts. For example, I do speeches, I get a better, I improve my speaking skills. And when I do speeches, the club get these points by me fulfilling level 1, level 2, level 3, and level 4, and so on. As a member, I invite friends to come and join our Toastmasters meetings so that they know that, oh, this is how I improve myself by attending Toastmasters, giving speeches, getting evaluation feedback, positive feedbacks from experienced speakers. And this is how my speech from a lot of into something that is valuable and something that is wonderful. And I'm sure that a lot of our members do benefit a lot from giving speeches in Toastmasters. I think like Min Kang won a few awards, a few competitions after he joined Toastmasters. And as a VPM, I need to design a better promotional items or campaigns so that new members can join. This is something that our district is doing, where we have a lot of campaigns to spearhead the membership drive. And by doing this, you can see that actually in Toastmasters, the division is helping the district is helping the division is helping the area, and the area is helping the clubs. So everyone has a collective say, and everyone has a collective effort, and also a collective objective, which is to make the district, the area, and also the division better and achieve personal distinguished awards. So, and also when we are talking about collaborative leadership, the most important thing is we cannot put personal agenda or personal matters into the fray. Meaning that, yes, I might hate you outside of Toastmasters, but inside Toastmasters, we are friends. We are a team, and we have a shared view and shared direction to go to. And like, for example, Toastmasters in UMTMC, some people are not that friendly with each other, and some people are very friendly with each other. So like, only on Mondays and at 7 p.m. to 10 p.m., I'm friends with everyone in Toastmasters, in our members. But after 10:01, you do your whole thing, I do my own thing. So in a nutshell, that what I like to drive is for collaborative leadership to happen and to be effective. Everyone must play a role in the club, and everyone must have this feeling that they belong to the club, and the club is can say that the club is a shared objective. The objective of the club must be shared with the members. And if let's say everyone has this feeling, has this spirit, I'm sure that even, let's say, for example, the district puts 30 DCP points, it's nothing ready. We can straight away settle 30 DCP points to just get the President Distinguished Award. So by that, I would like to end my speech, and thank you for sparing your time to listening to my speech. Back to you, TME.
Thank you, Area Director Toastmaster Kiparapi, for such a candid speech. I suggest your next speech title will be How to Get a Village That's More Than 2 People. Thank you so much. Moving on, share my screen. All right, moving on. We've already finished our prepared speech sessions. The next sessions will be a photo taking sessions, and I would like to pass the floor to Toastmaster Kui Min, the Zoom master.
All right. So I'll lower Yu Ming's hand for now. Okay, thank you. Now, everyone, if you haven't turned on your video, please feel free to do so. We have Joshua, Kenneth, Danish, Dowei, and Kaman audio. Okay, and Xingyun. Okay. I'll be taking the photo in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And another one, 3, 2, 1. And another one, 3, 2, 1. So feel free to change pose. So I'll take 2 more. Last 2. 3, 2, 1. And the last one, 3, 2, 1. All right. Thank you, everyone. I will be sharing the pictures if I can in the chat box later. If not, you can reach out to Genting or Min Kang for the pictures. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much.
So much for the evening.
Thank you so much, Doom Master, Toastmaster Equipment for the photography sessions. Now we'll have a 5-minute breaks and a little bit of announcements to show you guys while we're having some breaks. So we're coming back.
Now I'll just refresh on the housekeeping. Please turn on your video as means to interact with the speakers, and also please keep yourself on mute if you're not speaking. All right, thank you. And I will hand the control to the table topic master, I think.
Yes,
Who
table
is-
topic.
Yeah. Who is Rashidi? Wait, that's 𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸
I just heard a lot of discussion about SPM. So just to share with you, I've signed OSA, so cannot comment on anything. All right, now we'll move on to the table topics session. So for the benefit of guests, table topics is basically impromptu speech. Anyone can join, no matter you're a member, you're a guest, or you're a non-paid member, you can get involved in table topics. So basically the rule of table topics is very simple. I'll give you a topic on anything and you're required to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. So our timer Yu-Ming will show the timing signals. At 1 minute, green light is shown, which means that you're safe. If 1 minute 30 seconds, yellow light will be shown, and in 2 minutes, red illuminant will be shown. So you should speak until the red light is shown. After 2 minutes 30 seconds, the timer will buzz you, and you're required to stop speaking at the moment. Okay. So I have 5 topics. 5 topics rated easy, medium, difficult, OMG, WTF. So it is up to your difficulty which one you want to choose. Okay. So who would like to go first?
Hi, Carmen. Kyle here. I would like to go first.
Okay. You want easy, medium, hard, OMG, WTF? Which one?
I like obscenity, so WTF for me.
WTF. Oh, it's gonna be a tough one. Huh? All right. So just to clarify, are you a manga or anime fan?
Manga.
Okay. Give me a moment. So have you watched the anime Attack on Titan?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh no.
Imagine you're Irvin Smith and you're required to deliver a speech asking people to run to their deaths in a war zone. Deliver that speech. Okay? I repeat the question. Imagine you're Irvin Smith delivering a motivational speech for the cavalry to rush to their deaths. Okay? In 2 minutes. So deliver that topic. Carl, over to you. I know you can do it.
If I were to quote the exact one, I think I won't be answering the question. So I would imagine myself in Commander Irvin Smith's position. The darkest days are always behind us. And when it comes to war, men, women, nothing gets darker than what is in front of us. I'm not the most positive type of leader, but it is where we light up. So it doesn't matter if it's dark behind or dark in front. Bring your matches, bring your torchlight, bring away and start a light. Because at the end of the day, nothing can take away that light inside of you. So go, march forward and light up yourself and hug those enemies and make sure both you and the enemy can feel that light. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Carl. I think Irvin Smith is a
Sasageo!
Yeah. All right. So I would recommend watching Attack on Titan if you're really interested in war-related animations, Japanese animation. So remember to use the word of the day as well, which is potent, in your speech. Now, anyone would like to try? Don't worry, your topic won't be as hard and stand already.
Can I try?
Sure, Amma. You want medium, hard, or OMG?
Let's go with OMG.
Okay, OMG. Okay, OMG is a quote, so you have to interpret the quote in your own context. The question is, in peace, sons bury their fathers. In war, fathers bury their sons, by Herodotus. I repeat, in peace, sons bury their fathers. In war, fathers bury their sons, by Herodotus. Amma Aslan.
Could you repeat the first half of the phrase? It's quite unclear.
In peace, sons bury their fathers. In war, fathers bury their sons, by Herodotus.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The quote was given: in peace, son buries your fathers. In wars, fathers buried their son. If I were to take that quote literally, I would really, really agree to that. Because as we are a human being, who will die first? We are not putting in context of possibilities of who will die first, but in general, who will die first, of course, is the people who are more older than us. And then that in the context of peace, son buried the father, means in the normal days where there is no wars around us, at the end of the day, son will always bury their fathers, give eulogies on what they have done in their lives and everything. But wars, the father buries the son, is totally the opposite way, because now we are talking about the possibility of death without counting the age who dies first. In this context, son might be the chances of die first. To be honest, I have no idea how to elaborate more on this point. So that'll be all from me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Amma Aslan, for the table topic speech. Now, I heard from our VPE that our guest Kenneth would like to go a try. So Kenneth, we have easy, medium, hard. So for your sake, you can try easy or medium. Those are simpler questions.
Go with medium.
Medium, huh? Okay, just give me don't worry, just do your best. Okay, just try it. Okay, medium. If you are given an option to join the Malaysian army, would you join and why? If you are given the option to join the Malaysian army, will you take the offer? Why or why not? Kenneth Lim.
All right. First of all, good evening, everyone. My name is Kenneth. So the question given was, if I was given an option to join the Malaysian army, would I join? For me, my answer is yes. I'll probably join the Malaysian army. So why? First of all, I think it's a wonderful opportunity for me to fight for my country, because first of all, I think it's a good chance for me to interact with the members of other citizens, members of other races such as the Malays, the Indians. Because in the army, everyone is treated as an equal, because we're all fighting towards the same goal. Yeah, and besides that, I think it's also a good opportunity to interact with the guns, because I think since young I was interested in guns, since I play a lot of Counter-Strike and whatnot. Yeah, and then third, I think since I'm at the right age where for me to join the army, because if it's not me, then no one else will take up this role to join the army, because right now I'm considered a teenager, and then usually people are too old to join. The old people are too old to join, and then the youngsters, they need someone to fight for them. Yeah, so I think it's one of our responsibility, my responsibility to take up this offer. Yeah, so that's it for me. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Kenneth. Let's give Kenneth a round of applause. And I salute your patriotism and your leadership and your passion for the country as well. Now, may we have one more speaker from the floor? Anyone?
Can I?
Oh, Danish.
Yeah.
Okay, sure, Danish. We have easy and hard.
Yeah, since I always come support, I cannot be easy all the time. Definitely hard this time.
Okay, so you go with hard, huh? Is it, Danish?
Yes.
Okay, so the hard one is an argumentative question. The US military spent $686.1 billion in military. Your question, should we spend more money on the army? Why or why not? Should we spend more money on the army? Why or why not? Danish Akhtar.
All right. Greetings, everyone. Can you hear me clearly? All right. Excellent. The US spent 6 billion, I think. I can't really remember. But the main question is this: shall we spend more on our army or shall we not? We shall spend more on our army. We must understand cost is not everything. Money is not everything. Sometimes you need to really spend in order to have something which is safe and secure for a long run. When you talk about army, you're not just talking about people shooting here, shooting there. You're talking about your country's defense, talking about the country's security. You're talking about your country's sovereignty. These three words are very important into the safety and peace of one nation. For example, we can see what is happening in Ukraine and Russia. I don't mean to start a political war here. However, we look at it, why is Russia able to attack so much Ukraine so much? The answer is simple. Back in the olden days, Russia and Ukraine were part of the Soviet Union. And then in 1996, if I'm not wrong, Ukraine voted to be independent. And with that, they also had to seize a portion of their weapons to Russia. And this is a problem. As we can see now, Vladimir Putin's main ambition is to rewrite the borders and restart the Soviet Union. We can see that Vladimir Putin is a very potent leader and Russia's military is very potent because take a look at it. The results of Ukraine splitting with Russia and the seizure of weapons has caused Ukraine to be in a really difficult situation because Russia's military is so powerful that it eclipses Ukraine's military, which is a big issue, especially in a war. Therefore, if Ukraine would have not seized their weapons or had spent more on their military, I believe they would not be in this dire situation today. Therefore, in a nutshell, shall we spend more on our country's military? Yes, unless you want something like Ukraine to repeat, or like Indonesia and Malaysia back in Sukarno's era. With that, back to you.
Thank you so much, Danish Akhtar. And I think as Malaysians, we should buy more submarines to support our military as well. Inside joke over there. Okay, so with that, that marks the end of the table topic session. And I thank all four speakers for their wonderful participation. And really, I would not say potent, but it's a very inspiring and motivating speech and attempt from all four of you. So with that, I pass over the floor to the Toastmaster of the evening, Ming Kang. Over to you.
Shall we have a vote for the best table topic speaker?
All right. Yes. Please vote for the best table topic speaker as well.
I don't think so. We're 1 minute away from 8:15.
All right. We can vote while we are having the other sessions ongoing. So the vote will be in the background.
The poll has been launched. Please proceed.
Okay, thank you so much, table topic master Carmen. Some very interesting topics that are very related to our theme today. Thank you so much again, and our wonderful speakers. I believe we have 4 speakers today, including guest Kenneth. Well done, everyone. All right, moving on is our last sessions for today's meeting, the evaluation sessions. As I said just now, those who has spoken get evaluated, including guests, including table topic speakers. So without further ado, let's welcome the general evaluator. Distinguished Toastmaster Evelyn Chua, General
Thank you.
Evaluator.
Okay, thank you, Ming Kang. First of all, everybody put your hands together. I think this is the best Toastmaster. I'm not apple polishing. This is the best Toastmaster club I've ever attended because you people speak very well English. Okay, so I'm not apple polishing, but it's good. And every one of you are very 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 expressive. You're all very expressive, and I like that. Okay, so again, a big clap to all of you for this club. And the best club that I ever attended so far. Okay, okay. So first of all, so as a GE, everybody gets evaluated. So first of all, I will get the speech evaluators to evaluate first, and then later I have my co-evaluators to evaluate even the evaluators itself, and then I will do the whole of the evaluation from the beginning to the end. Okay. So let me start by inviting the evaluator Joshua Lim to evaluate Carl Young. Joshua, over to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator. A Guide to Soft and Hard Power. If this was a book, I bet that it would be the best-selling book ever, Toastmaster Carl. Ladies and gentlemen, Toastmaster Carl's speech says it all. And he even further elaborate and compare for us what is hard power and what is soft power by giving us good examples, recent examples, which is the Russian and Ukraine president. We have President Putin, who uses hard power, which is the carrot and sticks. And then we have President Zelensky, who uses soft power to convince people to support him without force. I really like how he continue on to give us a much more closer example, which is the Vice President of Education, and providing us with the 3 factors to decide whether should we use hard power or soft power to solve problems as a leader. Now, one thing I noticed, Toastmaster Carl, is that when you give the examples for both hard power and soft power, I noticed there might be a little bit unbalanced at the hard power side, and there's less example for the soft power side. Perhaps we can give an example for the soft power. For example, when you were discussing about how Putin uses carrots and sticks, but for soft power, you say convince people to support him without force. Perhaps you can give an example like President Zelensky saying, please save Ukraine. We don't like war. We want peace. Please. I hope that I'm using the soft power analogy correctly. And as some leaders, they might not like using hard power. They perhaps are more softer in nature. And I believe that if you can provide more examples for soft power, that would give even more help to those who prefer using the soft side. And I also love how you use the boat analogy for the beginning and ending of speech, where you started off saying a not so powerful leader is like a boat without a rudder. And you end it with saying that a boat, if the followers lost their faith in their leaders, then you will have a bloody ship. And I find that has a great start and a great closing. Overall, I find this a very potent speech where you use good use of analogy, great comparison, and clarity for hard and soft power, easy for us to understand and absorb so that we can perhaps use it in our future leadership experience. And what I like to see you improve is giving equal amount of examples when comparing 2 different points. Looking forward to your future speeches. Thank you.
Thank you, Joshua. So I think to save time, I will evaluate straight away with you. I mean, I will do the evaluation on you, right? To save time. So first of all, I like the way you did the sandwich evaluation. You were very detailed, very meticulous, and you actually explained the difference between the hard power and the soft power, and that's good. overall, I don't see anything. I mean, I don't see anything that is needs to improve. The only thing I would say that I think when you first introduce the speaker to speak, right, and then you say good luck, I think you can just omit the word good luck. I don't because this is a Toastmasters and they are doing a speech, so they are not like competing anybody. So just omit the good luck and then you're okay already. Okay, thank you. Now the next evaluator that I would like to call is Sean King to evaluate ICTIFA. Sean King.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. Ask not what the country can do for you, but ask what you can do for your country. That is the entire speech message that ICTIFA presented to us earlier about understanding your leadership style. I would like to have my evaluation broken into three good things that we could learn from ICTIFA's speech, 2 suggestions to improve ICTIFA's speech, and 1 challenge to ICTIFA as well. Toastmaster ICTIFA clearly shows credibility. As an area director, he has a lot of experience demonstrating his leadership style, and all the more he is also the area director for the club officers here in Toastmasters Club. So that puts him in a very credible position, almost potent enough to say that he knows the club very well to an extent to can comment directly and call out names by each of the club officer as an example. The second thing that we could learn from his speech was about speaking clarity, and he ended his speech with a clarity saying that it's not always about DCP, it's always about the people. There's no point having KPIs, but the people are not being developed in the process. So the people should be the main focus of whatever that we do in leadership, not in achieving numbers, because KPI is meaningless if the people are not developing. So that was a very good take-home message in the end of his entire speech. And finally, one thing he did great was a clear, apparent context. So sometimes when you give speeches, it's very important that you bring everyone in the audience to the same level of understanding. So painting that context is very important. And he spent a lot of effort describing the situation of leadership in Toastmasters. And for even guests who has no idea what area director means, what are the club officers, what is DCP, new people get a gist of it. 2 suggestions that I give to ICTIFA would probably be more concise in his speech. He is giving a speech about leadership. He could possibly jump into his leadership style first so that people had a clarity that his leadership style is more on diplomacy and democracy, leading people through common goals rather than a direct hard power leader. So this is one way that he could improve his speech. And another thing is he could calm down. I think he lacked pauses, and I think it's natural for people who are very nervous and speaking have a lot of things to share, and he ended up not having pauses. If he could have paused and mentioned, this is my important point, that it is very important that you, the people, Toastmasters, achieve wonderful work together. So you can see the power of pauses draws the attention of people rather than a bullet train going on stop in words. So a challenge to ICTIFA would probably be more inspiring to challenge all officers in the next district officer election. Hopefully someone here would be the next area director. Over back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sean King. Well done, well done. And thank you for your very good salutation to me. Okay, again, I would say that just like Joshua, you were also very detailed, very meticulous, and you did the the sandwich evaluation. So that's good. Okay, right. Now I shall call upon the table topic evaluator, Toastmaster Rashidi, to give the evaluation. Toastmaster Rashidi.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Evelyn. Can everyone please unmute themselves and give our table topic speakers a huge round of applause. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. Among our speakers, there was a first-time speaker, I'd assume, Kenneth, but I'll evaluate from the first until our fourth speaker. Our first speaker was 𝐠𝐮𝐢𝐝, who took the WTF because he loved profanities. The topic was a motivational speech for the cavalry in the anime Attack on Titans. I'm actually not familiar with the anime, but the speech of Toastmaster 𝐠𝐿 was very motivational. You did a very great job. Even I wanted to go to war with a certain country just by listening to your speech. Great job. Our second speaker is Amar Mazlan, Toastmaster Amar, who took OMG with his topic in peace, sons bury their fathers, and in war, fathers bury their sons. That was a hard quote. Even I would have taken a lot of time to understand it and expound on it. But you did a very great job explaining it. What I would suggest is for you to use a moment before you start your speech to think about and organize your thoughts, to think about your examples, your conclusion, and the body of your speech. I think that would be a great practice. Our third speaker, Kenneth, who took medium. Kenneth, this is your first time speaking, right?
Yeah.
Nevertheless, you did a very great job. Your topic was, if you're given the option to join the Malaysian Army, would you? You said yes to join, and you elaborated on your answer. You listed out your reasons, and you sounded so responsible. Great job. Thank you for that wonderful speech, Kenneth. And last but not least is Toastmaster Danish. I mean, is he a Toastmaster or a guest?
Yeah, he's a Toastmaster.
Toastmaster Danish. You took the hard topic, and it was, should we spend more money on the army and why? You cited a very good example to support your answer, which is yes. And you have very excellent knowledge on your example, which I will not repeat because it's quite political. And you concluded your speech very excellently. Great job, Danish. That's all from me. I'll pass back the screen to our general evaluator.
Toastmaster Evelyn, I think. Yeah, lost your connection. Have we lost G?
I think distinguished Toastmaster Evelyn is trying to reconnect. Maybe the Toastmaster of the evening, you can
Okay, I will
take her
replace
place.
Temple.
Yeah.
Right. So thank you again to those table topic evaluator, Toastmaster Rashidi. Looking at the agenda, we shall have the vote for the best evaluator. So while we're getting back the GE, we can have this time to vote for the best evaluator. Do we have, yes,
The poll has been launched.
So take the 1 minute to vote for the best evaluator. And we'll have Grammarian prepare for her report. Okay, still trying to get GE back. Let me message her. Right, thank you everyone for the voting. Now, let us invite Toastmaster 𝐮𝐫𝐝, our grammarian for today's meeting for the Grammarian's report. Over to you.
Okay, thank you, Minkan. I'll share my screen. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes, but you may wanna, oh yes, we can see that.
So now I would like to state the usage of the word of the day, which is potent in UK and potent in US. 𝐸𝐴ng 2 times, 𝐸𝐤 2 times, Danish 2 times, 𝐸𝐴 1 time, and 𝐶𝐻 1 time. And then next, I'll state some good selection of words, phrases, or idioms or rhetorical devices. 𝐸𝐤, core ingredients that make up leadership, carrots and sticks, held a sway in the opinions of his people. The whole world is brought onto his boat. A standing ovation, counterintuitive, which means contrary to intuition or to common sense expectation, and also mutiny, which means rebellion against authority. Iktifar, shared view, direction, and objective. Danish, to seize one's weapons and also dire situation. Evelyn, apple polishing and meticulous. Sean, painting the context. And for pronunciation, one mispronounced word is nothing, which should be pronounced nothing. And for grammar errors, these two men has possessed should be corrected to these two men have possessed. Three factors that is going to, three factors that are going to. People who has should be corrected to people who have. People are treated as an equal. People are treated as equals, and words sounded should be corrected to sounded. And that's all for my report. Thank you.
Thank you so
sorry,
much. All right, passing the floor back to General Evaluator.
Sorry, I had this internet connection problem, very unstable, so I'm bumped out. Okay, I think before that, I'll go back to the table topic evaluator, Rashidi. So Rashidi, you did very well. And I really like your honesty, because things that you're not sure, you said you know you're not sure. So I like the honesty of you. And then you're also very encouraging to new to guests like Kenneth. You know that he's new, and then you encourage him and say, okay, you know, he does well. So that's very good. And the grammarian, yeah, very detailed and very detailed also, very explicit. Okay. I should now call upon, did you call the timer already, or the grammarian was the co-evaluator, the first co-evaluator?
Yeah, she's the first one.
Oh, okay. So the next co-evaluator I will call will be the timer, Yu-Ming, Toastmaster Yu-Ming. Can you provide the timing? Yu-Ming, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, good.
Okay. Allow me to share the screen first. Just hold on a sec. Okay, that's good. Are you able to see my screen now?
Yep.
Thank you, Madam Toastmasters. Now it's my time to present the timer's report. Okay. Before the tables topic segment, I mean before the speech project speech segment, because always forgive me for the cock up just now. Okay, Kui Ming has spent 2 minutes as the Sergeant at Arms calling meeting to order, which is overspent 1 minute 7 seconds. Kenting's opening address is within a time frame. As for one, it is grossly underspent 10 minutes and 40 seconds. I reckon whoever is organizing the agenda, who's writing agenda to make better adjustment for the timing in the future. As for 𝐸𝐴ng, as a Toastmaster of evening, takes control. He spends about 13 minutes 10 seconds. That is partly because of the timer's issue, which is my fault actually, because I couldn't get the background screen going. So that is an overspend of 3 minutes 10 seconds. As for the project speech segment, Khao Yang has spent way more time than is allocated, which is 11 minutes 10 seconds. Calculated overspend 4 minutes 10 seconds. As for Iktifar Rafi, he's overspent about 1 minute 55 seconds, as he has made a speech about 8 minutes 55 seconds. However, in the table topics segment, most of all the table topic speakers are able to complete their speech within the time frame of 1 to 2 minutes. Of course, that will be Khao Yang, Amar Aslan, Kenneth Lin, and Danish, which is shown here. As for the evaluation segment, all the evaluators have spent have used the time well within the 2 to 3 minutes time frame for the speech evaluator and 5 minutes for table topics evaluation respectively. And likewise, as for Evelyn, who is as a general evaluator, she's actually spent less than 2 minutes to complete her, to take control. As for the role players report, Grammarian has spent less than 3 minutes, which is 1 minute 48 seconds. As for my case, I spent about 2 minutes and 44 seconds. And back to you, Madam Toastmasters.
Thank you, Toastmaster Yu-Ming. First of all, you did well, because I like the way when, you know, first you actually tested first, and then something happened, and then you're very creative. You improvise all the things and you use the ang pao. I hope there's money inside there. For those who didn't stop, they can get the money the other way around. Okay, so anyway, you did very well for being very creative and, you know, very proactive. Thank you so much for that. And yeah, the other thing I would say is that maybe don't use overspend. I say overspend can be like money. Maybe you always say for time, you say exceed, right? Time exceeded by 2 minutes or time exceeded by 21 minutes. I would prefer exceed for time to be a better choice of word. Okay.
Noted. Because this is my first time, so as the template says overspend, I will use the word overspend.
Correct.
Anyway, thanks for the feedback. We will make adjustment in the future.
Okay. Sometimes people they put overtime. So I say overtime is like, you know, in the factory they overtime, right? So the word is always exceeded. Exceeded. So no worries. There's always a learning for everything. Thank you so much, Yu-Ming again. Then the next co-evaluator will be the R counter. Toastmaster Hizbullah, could you provide us the R counter report?
Sure. I would like to share my screen. Is that possible? Yes. Okay. Good evening, dear Toastmasters. I will be presenting the R counters. To everyone able to see my screen?
Yep.
Okay. So moving on to the first speaker, first Toastmaster Kin Tang has 0 filler. Toastmaster 1 have 1 Toastmaster Minkang so far 0. Kai Yang have 0 fillers. Itifa Rafi have 3 fillers, 1 and repeated word. Moving on to Kyle Young as for table topic speakers. I miss Kyle Young and Amar Azlan. Apologies on my behalf. Kenneth has 2 fillers, 1 and 1 repeated words. Danish Akhtar has 0 fillers. PTM Evelyn have 0, so 0 fillers. Joshua Lim have 0 fillers. Sean Kang has 0 fillers. Rashidi have 2 total of 4 fillers. Simping, I missed her evaluation for Grammarian. Yumeng have 1 filler. That's all from me. Back to you, PTM Evelyn.
Thank you, Hisham. Is this the first time that you are doing the R counter?
No.
No, I would say that to save time, right? Because you have all those things, details there. That's very good. Perhaps those without feeders, you can just say, you know, maybe you don't have to mention them, or you can just say, yeah, you can just say to sum it up, you can just say, everybody has done well. There's none except for, then you say, okay, Sean Koo has blah, 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 1 as well, okay? Then we will know, because I don't think, I mean, you will save a lot of time now, but I mean, it's very detailed. Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, so I think, as I said before, every one of you has done very well. I like the way things are going, very organized, very systematic. So now let me go back to the whole coordinating of the meeting. First of all, I would talk about the Toastmaster Ming Kang. Now, Ming Kang, before that, he's very accommodating. When I asked him who are the people, who are the co-evaluators, he actually gave it to me. And then before the meeting, he hits out and tells me that there's a silent evaluation going on and so forth. So that was very good, right? So I would say it's not only during the meeting when you are the Toastmaster of the evening, it's also before as well. and you started on time. I think the meeting started on time. The guest was welcome upon arrival. But okay, I'm not sure whether, because I feel that the guest wasn't welcome wasn't welcome warmly, in the sense that I'm not sure whether after this, are you going to talk to the guests or not? I'm not sure, because I think I need to hear what the guests, where the guests come from, which club they are from their horse's mouth, right? Okay, and I like the way also that you have this disclaimer thing. Because when I attend a lot of clubs, they don't have this. So you all had this type of thing. I think this club is very detailed on the whole, very detailed. You have the disclaimer, you have the housekeeping, and then you talk about the format of the meetings and so forth. And that's very good. You also had the induction meeting. You mean your induction of the members. That's also went on time, went on well. Now let me see. Okay, preparations was very well done. All the rows were filled up. Good. And the co-evaluators explain the role of the rows very well. Let me see. Yes. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Even the topic master, the topic master, table topic master also did well. You asked about the you asked about the medium, hard, and OMG. Yeah. Very good. Yes, and the topic master also call up people who are new. That's very good. Okay, so as I said, on the whole, I feel very encouraged, and I'm very impressed again by the way this Toastmasters Club is run. Very good English. A lot of times I see a lot of Toastmasters Club don't have very good English. Okay, so very good. Congratulations. And back to you, Ming Kang, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, General Evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Evelyn Chua. Oh, I feel so good hearing all these compliments. It's been a long time since I hear compliments from
I'm not
General
apple polishing, okay? I'm not apple polishing. I'm a very blunt one. It's good, it's good. Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
I'm scared at first, but now I'm relieved. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's move on to the next session, which is our Toastmaster Award presentations, where we award those who get the best table topics and the best evaluator. Can I have Zoom Master share screens and for the award ceremony?
I believe it's visible now. Is it?
Let me see. Is it? Is it? I might have some echoes. This is I will need to conduct this because I have echoes in my report. Presidents can take whichever to conduct this.
Sure, I'll take over. So, well, now is the highly awaited session, the award presentation ceremony for all the winner in prepared speech, evaluation, as well as the table topic session so far. First award goes to the best table topic speaker. So drum roll. And the best table topic speaker goes to Toastmaster 𝐬𝐨𝐿 Persuasive Influence Level 5. Congratulations, Toastmaster 𝐬𝐿, for the wonderful performance in the table topic session. Well done. And next up, we have best speech evaluator. So who is the best speech evaluator? Is it the table topic speaker, table topic evaluators, or it is the speech project speech evaluator? So drum roll, everyone. The best evaluator award goes to Toastmaster Sean, Effective Coaching Level 5. Well done, Sean, for the wonderful performance during the speech project speech evaluation session. Well done. And next up again, since the we only have two speakers, so we are not going to vote for the best speech, best prepared speech speaker, but we are going to have a little appreciation award to our GE for contributing in today's meeting, giving insights and feedback to help us host better quality meetings in the future. So thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster 𝐸𝐵LYN, for being the general evaluator in Unity Malaya Toastmaster Club Meeting 330.
Thank you for inviting me.
Finally, we have a quote from the founder of Toastmaster, Mr. Ralph C. Stanley. Understanding comes through communication, and through communication, we find a way to peace, and may the world remain peace, and we should appreciate the moment of peace that we have. No war, make peace. And that's it for the evaluation session and the award presentation ceremony. And I now pass the control over to our Toastmaster evening, Toastmaster 𝐸𝐵LYN. Over to you.
All right, thank you so much, Zoom Master, as well as my replacement, President Toastmaster 𝐸𝐵LYN, for that award presentations. Congrats to everyone who wins, and don't give up to everyone who doesn't. Your chance are a lot. We have bi-weekly, you will have bi-weekly chance if you join meetings every time. So yeah, good job everyone. With that, I shall now sign off, me as the TME Toastmaster of the evening. Thank you so much, and I will now pass the floor back to President 𝐸𝐵LYN for the closing address.
So thank you, our Toastmaster evening for today's meeting, Minh Khang. So thank you everyone for joining us today's meeting. And again, I'm going to thank the external role players for supporting today's meeting 330. Again, we have Toastmaster Hizbullah from UTP Toastmaster Club, distinguished Toastmaster 𝐸𝐵LYN from Flemtech Toastmaster Club, Toastmaster Rashidi, Effective Coaching Level 5 from Taylor Toastmaster Club. And we also have Toastmaster Kaman, Effective Coaching Level 3 from Bukit Gelugu Toastmaster Club. Thank you for supporting us and making today's meeting possible. And in fact, Toastmaster and guests, I enjoy today's meeting very much. I hope that you do as well. Just think about the session that we have just now, the table topic session, prepare speech session, and evaluation session. That is just a simply combination of creativity and learning. Participants are able to unleash their ideas in the table topic session. And then besides doing that, they can also learn suggestions and areas of improvement from each speaker during the evaluation session. And in fact, I think today's meeting theme is well chosen. The theme of today's meeting simply reminds us to appreciate the notion of peace we have and enjoy today. We should remember that we can enjoy peace simply because we as humans play a role to achieve that. Otherwise, the world would still be in chaos where nations conquer each other and fight against each other. So again, I want to thank all the role players for today's meeting. Each of you are the backbone of today's meeting, and thank you for making today's meeting go smoothly. And again, I want to especially thank our general evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster 𝐸𝐵LYN, for her generous feedback and evaluation for help us improve and host better quality meetings in the future. And finally, I want to thank all the participants that joined today's meeting. I hope you learned something and hopefully you enjoy the whole session and have a great time with us tonight. And I shall now call this meeting to a close. Thank you.
Before this, shall we have any guest feedback?
Sure.
President.
So now the meeting is officially ended. Now we would like to ask for guest feedback since today's meeting. I think we have quite a number of guests joining us today. Let me check the guest list. I think we can start off with